Study Arata. If you have a car but you cannot drive, watch out because it can cause big problems for yourself and also the safety of those around you. And if you have a computer but you cannot use it, there's a whole universe of information that you don't have access to. In other words, just having potential is not enough. We need to know how to use it. And just because you have a brain, it does not mean that you're using it in the best possible way. Change unproductive thoughts into something more positive and productive. Imagine that you took an exam last weekend and the results came out, you really know that you didn't go well, your result was so low that you're sure you didn't pass. So, what are you gonna do now? Unproductive thoughts will make you feel really down for many minutes, many hours. You're going to be beating yourself up. You're going to be feeling angry, feeling guilty, telling yourself all those stories of how stupid, how incompetent you are. This is an unproductive way to think. It could mean that, the way you're feeling about yourself is not very useful for you. You're thinking like that. And maybe in the future, you will not even want to take more initiatives. You may end up leaving your academic life behind. Productive thinking will be channeled by your drive. You're going to be wanting to know where can you improve. You're going to be trying to find what are the wrong answers, how to correct them. You're going to try to understand what did you do that could be better. You're going to be trying to find the right explanation, to find the sources of knowledge that are going to help you. These are productive ways of thinking that will mean that you're going to continue to improve. Understand the difference between facts and your interpretation of the facts. One thing is what happens to you, what happens around you. Another thing, which is quite different, is your interpretation of what just took place. If you want to improve how you think, it is important to understand the clear distinction between the facts and your personal interpretation of these facts. Imagine, for example, that you go to your local market to buy some basic stuff. And as you're walking around and you needed that quite urgently, you left your house a little bit in a rush, so you're not very well dressed. You're wearing some old clothes, your hair is quite messy. And when you go to that market, you meet somebody who you know, somebody you have not seen for 5 years. Imagine that you're looking like a mess. And now you see that person, that acquaintance. You don't know whether to say hello or to just go to another corner. Well, you decide to say hello. But that person just takes a quick look at you, has a little bit of a confused face, just turns around and goes away. So, here the facts are, you said hello to somebody and that somebody did not reply. Okay, these are the facts. Now, look at the difference between the multiple interpretations we have about that. One possible interpretation is that this person that you used to know felt a little bit embarrassed to be seen in public talking to you, somebody looking so scruffy like you are at that particular moment, and then they decided to go away. Another interpretation is that that person was not embarrassed at all, was just in a rush. And then for them, it was a little bit better to pretend that they didn't know you, that they didn't recognize you, so they could keep on walking. There are so many other possible interpretations. Maybe that person was not even sure if you're really talking to them or to somebody else because you said that a little bit of a shy hello because you were not feeling very confident about yourself. So see, there are many different ways of thinking, many different emotions that you're going to have, and that all will change a lot depending on how you choose to interpret the facts. In any way of looking at this, you could get angry at that person because they ignored you on purpose, but another way of reacting at that situation would be just to speak a little bit louder with more conviction and smile a little bit more and strike up conversation with that person. This is just an example, of course. And every day we process facts, we interpret facts are happening all the time around us, and we have different mental maps, different ways of reacting, and that means that people will always come to different conclusions depending on the situations and their interpretations of those situations. Your choices and your behavior. They are a result of your thoughts and how you interpret things. This is a very important part in this video. Your opinions and what you get out of life, these are all reflections of what goes inside of your head. This is why, when you're driven to think productively and positively, you will get more from life. Do what you have to do. Lastly, understand that an easy life ends up being a difficult life, and a difficult life ends up being an easy life. What does it mean? Imagine that you need to learn something complicated. If you're just looking for an easy life, you're going to do something else. You're going to be enjoying yourself. You're going to go watch TV. You're going to go online. You're going to be masturbating, searching for flights on discount, anything except that thing that you have to do, the study. You're going to be procrastinating. The result of this behavior is that sooner or later you're going to be needing that knowledge that you didn't bother to learn at that particular moment. And this is how your life at the end will become extremely hard. The other way is to do what you have to do, is to take the first step and to be consistent. It's not going to be easy, but once you start and when you finish, you will see that your life will get a lot more easy. The best way to learn how to think productively is to become aware of how you think. Look at the productivity of your thoughts and understand that what you're getting out of life is a consequence of your way of thinking and your choices. Decide if you're happy with the results that you currently have. Well, if you are happy, congratulations, keep on doing the same thing. If you're not happy, work out what are the intelligent choices and try to improve on them. Change the parts of your life that you're not happy with. Have the courage to admit that some changes are necessary. Keep your mind open and question so you can continue to develop. Be humble to admit your own mistakes and your poor judgment. Only with this perception and clarity you will possess the tools that are necessary to improve. Otherwise, you're going to be trapped in an illusion that you don't need to change anything, you just can continue being the same person and somehow things will change for you. They will not. The process of improvement is a personal development process. And this is the name of our new course that you can check out now by clicking on the link arata.se/personal development.